back. Now let's talk about the second component of the computer, which is the word software. Which is what? Software. What is a software? The programs that instruct the computer to do different things are called what? Softwares. The program that instructs the computer to do different things are called softwares. Examples are Paint, WordPad, Microsoft Windows, which is MS stands for Microsoft Windows, CorelDRAW, Linux, MS Office, that Microsoft Office, Adobe Photoshop, and even the games you play in your computer. These are all what? Software programs found on the computer. These are all what? Software programs found on the computer. Now the next thing we want to look at that is very important is called the word liveware. Liveware are the people that work on the computer. Liveware are the people that work on the computer. So anybody that uses the computer, you can call that person a liveware. You can call that person what? A liveware. So now, how does a computer work? We've known that a computer system is made up of two major components, the hardware and the software, which forms a functional computer. Now, how does the computer work? We want to see how the computer works. The computer works in different ways, but it has a major cycle which is called the IPO cycle: input, process, and output. The computer works using the IPO cycle. The input, which are data and instructions given to the computer to do something. Anytime we put in something into the computer, we are imputing into the computer. We are do what? Imputing into the computer. So input can be defined as data and instruction given to the computer to do something. Process, the meaningful information performed by the computer. The meaningful information performed by the computer is the process. When we put something into the computer, when we put data into the computer, and the CPU actually works on the computer to bring out something, is the what? Process. Now, what is output? Output is the result of processing. What comes out after it has been processed is called the what? Output. Is called the what? Output. And that output can be also be termed as information. So data or instructions are being processed and it comes out as what? Information. A typical computer system, we use the keyboard to input data or the mouse to input data. The processor, that's the CPU, the brain of the computer, processes this data. Okay, after processing this data, it displays out this information using the what? Monitor for us to see, brings it out as what? An output. So that's why we call it the what? The IPO cycle. That's why we call it the IPO cycle. Now I'll give you two examples of how the computer works. We want to take an example. For example, you want to prepare toasted bread. Okay, you have to take your sliced bread. The sliced bread right now is the what? Input. You put it inside your toaster. You put it inside your what? Toaster. Once you put it inside your toaster, you are processing it. Remember, this your sliced bread. You must have added butter or some other thing you want to use to enjoy your bread. Now you put it inside the toaster. It will be processed. It will be what? Processed. Now after processing it, it brings out something which is the what? The output. And that output is the what? Toasted bread. Is the what? Toasted bread. I know most of you have eaten toasted bread. Remember, the sliced bread that you got from the supermarket is the what? Input. You send it into the what? Toaster. The toasting machine will have to toast this bread. That process by which the toasting machine is working, it is what? Processing it. And it brings out something which is what? The output. The output is now the what? Toasted bread. Now let's see another example. For another example, the teacher asks you a question. Hey John, what is 6 plus 7? John is thinking, oh, he's processing it in his brain. 6 plus 7. This is the answer. The answer is what? 13. The answer now is the output. That process by which John is thinking, John is actually processing that information in his brain. John is actually processing that information in his brain, and his teacher is actually waiting for that answer. So it brings out the answer to be 13 as the output, and it comes out from his mouth as 13. Now, a simple process. The teacher asks a question: what is 6 plus 7? John takes it from the input, and he started processing it in his brain. In his what? Brain. Then it brings out the information. Oh, I know the answer. The answer is 13. It comes out from his mouth, which is what? The output. Now we can use a computer for example. We can use the keyboard to type 6 plus 7. The CPU processes this 6 plus 7 and brings it out as 13 on the what? Monitor. We now see 13 as the answer on the monitor. Now this is a simple input and output what? Process. What if we want to make an orange juice? First we buy our oranges. Our oranges are the input. Now we peel the oranges. We are processing it now. We peel the oranges, we squeeze it, maybe using a squeezer. We squeeze that, then we do the mixing. When we do the mixing and sieving to sieve out those particles, okay, when we do the sieving, we are actually what? Processing. After processing it, what do we have next is the what? Orange juice. That is very tasty and good for our body. The orange juice is now what? The output, the processed what? Information. The orange is the data input. The process by which we mix it is done by the processor or the mixer we are processing. And what is the output? The output is the what? Orange juice. The output is the what? Orange juice. Now this is how the computer works. The computer works using the what? The IPO circle. It uses the what? IPO circle. Input, process, output, circle. Now I come again. Input, data and instructions given to the computer to do something are called what? Input. Process, meaningful information performed by the computer. Output, the result of processing. The result of processing. Okay, so these are some examples of the input and output process. Now I want to give you some tasks. Okay, you can look around your house, think about the input and output processes that happens in your house.